Hello, I'm Sakiz, and on this channel, we explore fictional technology horror stories that feel disturbingly close to reality. Tonight's story is about something parents trust completely, a baby monitor that promises peace of mind and safety for their newborn. But what happens when that device becomes a weapon of sleep deprivation? This is the story of Dr. Emma Williams, a sleep disorder specialist who discovered that SmartBaby monitors weren't just alerting parents to their crying babies, they were generating false alarms to systematically exhaust parents, then selling their sleep deprivation data to pharmaceutical companies while driving them toward paid sleep therapy services. This story explores the terrifying possibility of parental protection instincts being weaponized for profit, where the devices meant to help us care for our most vulnerable become tools that destroy our ability to function. While completely fictional, it raises urgent questions about what smart nursery devices are really monitoring and who profits from parental exhaustion. Are you ready to question what your baby monitor is really hearing? Let's begin. Lisa Morrison brought her newborn daughter Emma home from the hospital in March 2024. Like all new parents, she was anxious, hypervigilant, and desperate to do everything right. Her sister recommended the CryAlert SmartBaby monitor, top-rated, AI-powered, with features that promise to distinguish between different types of cries and alert parents before the baby was fully distressed. "It'll give you peace of mind," her sister said. "You'll know the instant she needs you." Lisa installed it immediately. The app was beautiful, showing Emma's sleep patterns, breathing rate, room temperature, and AI-analyzed cry predictions. It felt scientific, protective, essential. The first night, Lisa was woken at 1:47 a.m. by the monitor's alert, "Baby crying detected, distress level moderate." Lisa rushed to the nursery. Emma was sleeping peacefully. "Must have been a small whimper I didn't notice stopping," Lisa thought, relieved but confused. At 3:22 a.m., another alert. Lisa ran to the nursery again. Emma was still asleep. At 4:15 a.m., another alert. At 5:30 a.m., another. By morning, Lisa had checked on Emma 12 times. Emma had slept through the night. Lisa had been awake for most of it. "Maybe the monitor is too sensitive," Lisa told her husband David. They adjusted the settings to moderate sensitivity instead of high. The second night was worse. 15 alerts. Each time, Emma was sleeping peacefully. "Something's wrong with the monitor," David said. But when they contacted CryAlert customer support, they were told the AI was detecting pre-cry distress indicators that parents might miss, and that the alerts were working as designed. By the end of the first week, Lisa was getting 20 to 25 alerts per night. She would rush to the nursery each time, adrenaline spiking, heart racing, only to find Emma sleeping. Then she'd return to bed, unable to fall back asleep, waiting for the next alert. After 2 weeks, Lisa was hallucinating from exhaustion. She heard Emma crying when the monitor was off. She checked the nursery compulsively even without alerts. She developed severe anxiety about Emma's safety, convinced something terrible would happen if she didn't respond instantly to every alert. David suggested removing the monitor entirely. Lisa refused. "What if Emma really needs me and I don't hear? What if something happens because we weren't watching closely enough?" The monitor had created a dependency stronger than the exhaustion it caused. Lisa was trapped, too tired to function, too anxious to stop using the device, destroying her sleep. She wasn't alone. Dr. Emma Williams ran a sleep disorders clinic in Seattle. In April 2024, she noticed an unusual pattern. 7 new mothers came to her clinic in 2 weeks, all presenting with severe sleep deprivation symptoms, hallucinations, memory problems, anxiety, depression, difficulty bonding with their babies. "My baby cries constantly," each mother said. "I can't keep up. I'm failing." But when Dr. Williams reviewed their cases, something didn't add up. The baby's pediatric records showed normal, healthy infants. No colic, no health issues, no excessive crying reported during doctor visits. "How often does your baby wake at night?" Dr. Williams asked one patient, Sarah Chen. 20 to 30 times, Sarah said, exhausted, tears streaming down her face. Every night. For 6 weeks. And the baby is crying each time. The monitor says so. By the time I get to the nursery, she's usually stopped, but the monitor detected it. Dr. Williams felt a chill. What kind of monitor? SmartBaby Pro. It has AI cry detection. Dr. Williams asked the other 6 patients. 5 of them used SmartBaby Pro. One used a competing brand called Infant Guard, but it had the same AI cry detection features. She conducted a simple experiment with Sarah. Tonight, set up a camera in the nursery that records continuously. We'll compare it to the monitor alerts. Sarah returned the next week with shocking data. The baby monitor had sent 27 alerts. The camera footage showed the baby crying twice, brief whimpers, less than 30 seconds each, that stopped on their own. The other 25 alerts. The baby had been sleeping peacefully. The monitor was generating false alarms. Dr. Williams tested this with all 7 patients. Every single one showed the same pattern, monitors generating 10 to 30 false alerts per night while babies slept peacefully. But why? Sarah asked. Why would a baby monitor lie about crying? Dr. Williams didn't know yet. But she was determined to find out. Dr. Williams contacted Dr. Michael Park, a technology researcher who specialized in smart home device security. Together, they purchased 3 popular SmartBaby monitors, SmartBaby Pro, Infant Guard, and CryAlert, the 3 brands her patients used. They set them up in a lab with a recording of actual baby sounds, some crying, some normal sleep breathing, some silence. The monitor's behavior was disturbing and consistent. For the first week, the monitors performed normally, alerting only to actual crying sounds. But after 7 days, the false alerts began. They increased gradually, first 1 or 2 false alerts per night, then 5, then 10, then 20 or more. The monitors are programmed to generate increasing false alarms over time, Dr. Park explained after analyzing the software code. They're not malfunctioning, they're designed to do this. He showed Dr. Williams the algorithm. The monitors used machine learning to identify actual baby cries during the first week. Then, deliberately, they began generating alerts for sounds that weren't cries, rustling, ambient noise, even complete silence. But why would a company design their product to fail? Dr. Williams asked. Dr. Park dug deeper into the monitor company's business models. What he found was a sophisticated exploitation scheme. SmartBaby Technologies, the parent company owning all 3 monitor brands, had partnerships with sleep therapy companies, receiving referral fees when exhausted parents signed up for paid sleep coaching, pharmaceutical companies, buying sleep deprivation data to target parents with ads for sleep aids and anxiety medications, insurance companies, purchasing parental health data showing declining sleep quality to adjust premiums, postpartum depression screening services, receiving referrals from the monitor apps when parents showed concerning patterns. They're manufacturing sleep deprivation deliberately, Dr. Park said. The false alerts exhaust parents, create anxiety, and drive them toward paid services where SmartBaby gets referral fees. Dr. Williams checked the apps more carefully. Buried in the interface were helpful suggestions, struggling with sleep. Try our partner Sleepwell coaching. Feeling anxious? Our partner Calm Parent Therapy can help. Every service generated revenue for SmartBaby. And the more exhausted and anxious parents became, the more likely they were to pay for help. This isn't just false alarms, Dr. Williams said. This is weaponized sleep deprivation for profit. Dr. Williams and Dr. Park expanded their investigation. They discovered the problem was far more extensive than initially thought. SmartBaby monitors had sold over 8 million units in 18 months. Even if only half generated false alarms, that meant 4 million families being systematically exhausted. They contacted more of Dr. Williams' patients and other parents online. The stories were heartbreaking and consistent. Parents so exhausted they couldn't drive safely, mothers developing severe postpartum depression triggered by sleep deprivation. Relationships deteriorating under the stress of constant exhaustion, parents paying hundreds for sleep coaching that didn't help because the problem was the monitor, not their parenting. Some parents had become so dependent on the monitors that they couldn't sleep without them, constantly checking the app even when there were no alerts, trapped in anxiety loops the devices had created. The worst discovery came from medical records. Dr. Williams found 3 cases where exhausted parents had fallen asleep while holding their babies, leading to dangerous situations. In one case, a father had driven off the road while sleep-deprived, injuring himself and his infant. The monitors marketed as protecting babies were actually endangering them by destroying their parents' ability to safely care for them. Dr. Park found internal documents through a whistleblower, a former SmartBaby engineer who'd quit in protest. The documents revealed everything. SmartBaby had deliberately designed the false alarm escalation based on research showing that sleep-deprived parents were more likely to purchase solutions. They'd A/B tested different false alarm frequencies to find the optimal level of exhaustion that drove purchases without causing too many monitor returns. They'd calculated that each exhausted parent generated an average of $847 in referral revenue from sleep coaching, therapy, and pharmaceutical purchases. They knew parents wouldn't stop using the monitors because parental anxiety about baby safety overrode their own suffering. Internal emails showed executives celebrating the brilliant business model of creating the problem and selling the solution. One email particularly disgusted Dr. Williams: sleep deprivation is the perfect vulnerability. Parents will pay anything to protect their babies and sleep. We're giving them both opportunities to spend. Dr. Williams worked with her patients to document their experiences. They created detailed testimonials with monitor alert logs, video footage showing sleeping babies during crying alerts, and medical records showing the health impact of chronic sleep deprivation. Dr. Park prepared technical analysis showing how the monitors were programmed to generate false alarms and where the data was being sold. They released everything to major media outlets simultaneously, including warnings about all SmartBaby monitor brands. The response was immediate and explosive. SmartBaby monitors torturing parents, millions exhausted by fake crying alerts. Your baby monitor is a sleep deprivation weapon, how tech companies weaponized parental love. Social media erupted with parents sharing their experiences. I thought I was losing my mind. The monitor said my baby was crying but she was asleep. I was so exhausted I couldn't function. We paid $2,000 for sleep coaching because we thought we were doing something wrong. It was the monitor the whole time. I developed severe anxiety because the monitor made me think my baby was in constant distress. I couldn't bond with her because I was too exhausted and anxious. Parents began recording their own tests, posting videos showing sleeping babies while monitors sent distress alerts. The evidence became impossible to deny. The FDA launched an investigation into SmartBaby technologies for medical device fraud. The FTC filed charges for deceptive business practices. Multiple states filed criminal charges for endangerment. Class action lawsuits were filed representing 8 million families whose monitors had generated false alarms. Security researchers discovered that monitor data, including sleep patterns, parental response times, and exhaustion indicators, was being sold to dozens of companies beyond those initially identified. SmartBaby's initial response was defensive, claiming the monitors were highly sensitive to ensure no baby distress was missed. But the internal documents proved they knew the alerts were false and deliberately designed to exhaust parents for profit. The CEO of SmartBaby Technologies, Dr. Richard Hayes, and 5 other executives were arrested on charges including fraud, reckless endangerment, medical device misrepresentation, and conspiracy. The trial revealed the full scope of the exploitation. Prosecutors presented evidence that SmartBaby had deliberately weaponized parental protection instincts to create artificial demand for their partner services. These defendants didn't just sell faulty monitors, the prosecutor stated. They created weapons of exhaustion. They took the most vulnerable people, new parents, anxious, desperate to protect their babies, and they systematically destroyed their sleep, their health, their sanity. And they did it deliberately, for profit. Expert witnesses testified about the dangers. Dr. Emma Williams described the medical impact of chronic sleep deprivation, including hallucinations, depression, impaired judgment, and increased accident risk. A child safety expert testified about cases where exhausted parents had endangered their babies due to sleep deprivation caused by false monitor alarms. Parents testified about the psychological torture of believing their baby was constantly in distress while being too exhausted to cope. The whistleblower engineer testified about internal discussions where executives laughed about training parents like Pavlov's dogs to respond to fake alerts. Perhaps most damning, evidence that SmartBaby had paid parenting influencers and pediatricians to promote the monitors without disclosing their false alarm design or profit-sharing arrangements. The jury convicted on all counts. Dr. Hayes received 10 years in prison. Other executives received 4 to 8 years. SmartBaby Technologies was ordered to pay $5.3 billion in damages and provide free legitimate baby monitors to all affected families. But the damage couldn't be undone. 8 million families had been exhausted. Relationships had been damaged. Some parents had developed chronic anxiety disorders triggered by the monitors. The trust in baby safety products had been shattered. 6 months after the scandal, Dr. Emma Williams sat with Lisa Morrison in her clinic. "I threw the monitor away the day the news broke," Lisa said. That night, Emma slept through until 6 a.m. "I checked on her once at midnight, and she was fine. I slept 6 consecutive hours for the first time since she was born." Lisa paused, emotional. "I'd convinced myself I was a bad mother because I couldn't keep up with her needs. But she didn't have constant needs. The monitor was lying to me. I was torturing myself trying to respond to problems that didn't exist." Dr. Williams had heard similar stories from dozens of parents. The relief when they removed the monitors was profound, but so was the anger and grief over the months of unnecessary suffering. Some parents couldn't recover easily. The anxiety the monitors had created persisted even after the devices were gone. They developed compulsive checking behaviors, hypervigilance about baby sounds, and chronic sleep disturbances triggered by the trauma of months of false alarms. "The worst part," another patient told Dr. Williams, "is that they exploited the deepest love we have. Our instinct to protect our babies. They turned that into a weapon against us." Dr. Williams reflected on what the case revealed about technology and parental vulnerability. "New parents are in a uniquely vulnerable state," she explained in an interview. "They're sleep-deprived already, anxious, desperate to do everything right. They're primed to trust anything marketed as protecting their baby. SmartBaby knew this and designed their exploitation around it." She continued, "The false alarms didn't just exhaust parents, they created a dependency. Parents became too anxious to stop using the monitors even when they suspected something was wrong because, what if my baby really needs me and I miss it?" That's psychological manipulation at its most cruel. New regulations were enacted. Baby monitors classified as medical devices requiring FDA approval, prohibition on false alarm algorithms or sleep deprivation features. Criminal penalties for exploiting parental anxiety for profit, mandatory independent testing of baby safety products, right for parents to access all data collected by nursery devices. Dr. Williams continued helping parents recover from monitor-induced trauma while advocating for stronger protection of new parents from predatory technology. "What SmartBaby taught us," she told parents at support groups, "is that the most dangerous products are the ones that exploit our love. They knew we'd endure any amount of exhaustion if we thought it was protecting our babies. They weaponized parental love itself." The SmartBaby case became a watershed moment in consumer protection and medical device regulation. It revealed how parental protection instincts could be weaponized for profit and how vulnerability creates opportunities for technological exploitation. Today, baby monitor companies face strict regulations and independent oversight. But 8 million families experienced systematic sleep deprivation before these protections existed. Dr. Emma Williams continues her work as a sleep specialist, but now focuses heavily on helping parents recover from technology-induced trauma. She screens patients for false alarm exposure and advocates for recognizing sleep deprivation as a form of technological abuse. The lesson of the baby monitors that created exhaustion, she tells new parents, is that not all protection is genuine. Sometimes devices marketed as keeping babies safe are actually endangering families by destroying parents' ability to function. The most sophisticated exploitation is the kind that makes you believe you're being helped while you're actually being harmed. The warning remains vital because parental vulnerability persists. New parents will always be anxious, will always want to protect their babies, will always be desperate for tools that promise safety. And companies know this. The temptation to exploit that vulnerability, to profit from parental love and fear, continues because the market is so valuable. Smart nursery products keep emerging with promises of enhanced monitoring, AI predictions, and perfect safety. Some are legitimate. Others may be exploitation waiting to happen. The difference is scrutiny, questioning what these devices really do, understanding how they work, and recognizing when protection becomes manipulation. Because in the age of smart parenting technology, sometimes the greatest threat to your baby's well-being isn't the dangers the monitor claims to detect. It's the exhaustion the monitor itself creates by keeping you awake all night responding to problems that don't exist. This story is completely fictional. SmartBaby technologies and the described false alarm monitors do not exist. Current baby monitors vary widely in quality and reliability. However, the underlying concerns are real: device reliability, algorithm accuracy, and the vulnerability of new parents to products that promise safety. These are genuine issues in consumer protection and medical device safety. This story is meant to encourage critical thinking about nursery technology and the importance of recognizing when devices might be creating problems rather than solving them. Your instincts as a parent are valuable. Technology should support them, not replace or manipulate them. Thank you for watching.